Hello, welcome to the tutorial on how to build a complete soccer league management system using C#, MongoDB, and domain-driven design. My name is Benjamin Fadina. So in today's lesson, we shall implement the domain layer for the soccer league management system. So I'm going to start Visual Studio. So I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to search for blank solution. So I'm going to create a blank solution. I'm selecting blank solution. I click next. So I'm going to create the project in my projects folder in a folder called Soccer League. Soccer League. And the name of the project will be Soccer League. Then I'll click create. So now I'm going to go to the Solution Explorer. I'm going to add my first project in the solution. So I'm going to right click there and say add new project. So I'm going to search for class library. So I'm going to select C# class library. Then I'll click next. I'm going to call the name of this project Soccer League .domain. And I'll click next. Then I'll click create. Now that I've created the domain project, it's time to start adding classes. I'm going to delete class 1. So I'm going to be adding various classes. Because of time, I'm not going to explain the code, but the code have been heavily commented, so you can get the code base from my GitHub repo later, so that you will understand what is going on. So I'm going to implement my first class in the domain project. So I'm going to right click there and say add class. Now the name of this class is going to be BaseEntity. Sorry, I made a mistake. I forgot to create a folder first. So add new folder. I'm going to call it common. I'm going to delete this BaseEntity that I just created. So I'll right click on the common folder, add class, BaseEntity. So now this is the code base for BaseEntity class. I'm going to take it to the very top so that we go through it. The name of the class is BaseEntity. There are properties like the ID, created date, modified date, created by, modified by, is deleted. So all the other classes in the domain layer they inherit from this base entity class. I'm going to go back to Solution Explorer. I'm going to add another folder, call it Entities. Now in Entities subfolder, we are going to create another class. I'm going to call this class Player Position. So this is the implementation for player position. So we import the namespace for the base entity class. So we say player position, which is a class which inherits from base entity. Then it has additional properties like name, code, description, display order, whether the particular player position is active. So we go back to Solution Explorer. I'm adding another class again. The name of the class is match status. Now let's implement the code for match status. So match status also inherits from base entity. And match status defines additional properties like name, code, description, color code, display order, and whether the particular match status is active. I'm back to Solution Explorer. I'm adding another class. The name of this class is team status. So what are the columns? What are the properties implemented in team status? We have name, code, description, color code, display order, and whether the team status is active. The next class I'm going to implement is season status. So this is the code for season status. We have the name, the code, the description, the color code, the display order, and whether it is active. The next class or entity that I'm going to implement is match event type. And this is the full implementation for match event type entity. So we have the name of the entity to be match event type, We have name, code, description, icon name, color code, display order, and whether the match event type affects score, whether the match event type affects discipline, and whether it is active. The next entity I'm going to implement is team. So what do we have for team? What are the properties we are going to implement for team? So we have the name of the entity, which is team, and also inheriting from the base entity class. Of course, every team has a name, and they also have short name. For example, I'm an Arsenal fan, and short name for Arsenal is ARS. Public string, logo URL. Then public date time. I want to change this one to logo because I want to store it in the database. So the date the team was founded, their stadium, the city they are located in, the country they are located in, their manager, the team status ID. Their contact email, their contact phone, the total matches they have played, total number of wins, total number of draws, total number of losses, total goals scored, total goals they've conceded, total number of points they have accumulated. Then there are some computed properties. So we have goal difference, which is the difference between goals scored and goals conceded. The next entity I'm going to implement is player. So add class player. So now this is the full implementation for the player class. So player class is also inheriting from base entity. All players have a first name, last name. They have a nickname. For example, Ronaldo is popularly known as CR7. That will be his nickname. Date of birth, nationality, jersey number, player position ID, team ID, photo. The height of the player in centimeters, the weight of the player in kilograms, the preferred food of the player, whether the player is active, the contract start date of the player, the contract end date. We also have career stroke season performance metrics for the player, such as their number of appearances, goals, the number of assists, number of yellow cards accumulated by the player, number of red cards accumulated by the player, number of minutes played. We have the player's full name as a computed property. We also have the player's age as another computed property. So the next entity I'm going to add is season. So this is the full implementation code for our season class. So it's also inheriting from BaseEntity. Every season has a name, every season has a start date, end date, the status of the season, the description, the number of teams, number of matches per team, whether it is currently the current season, number of points for win, number of points for draw, number of points for loss. Then champion team ID, runner-up team ID, top scorer player ID as well. The next entity we want to implement is match. So I'm going to right click on entities and say add class. So the name of the class will be match.cs. Now this is going to be the full code for our match entity. So we have the season ID for the match, the home team ID, the away team ID, the schedule date, the venue, the round, the match status, home team score, away team score, home team halftime score, away team halftime score, the referee, the assistant referee 1, assistant referee 2, the fourth official, additional info, attendance, weather conditions, notes, actual kickoff time, full time. Then we have match events. Then we have computed properties. For the result. As to whether the result is a home win or away win or a draw. If home team score is greater than away score, then it is a home win. That is the meaning of the return H there. If away team score is greater than home team score, return A, which stands for away win. Otherwise, it's a draw. Home win. Away win. Draw. Not available. So we have another class called match event. The match event type ID, the minute, the player ID, the player name, the team ID, assist player ID, assist player name, substitute player ID, substituted player name, notes. The next entity we want to implement is called standing. So this is the full code for standing. I'm having 41 draws. Okay, 41 errors rather. So this standing represents the league standing stroke table for a specific season, and this is typically calculated and updated after each match. So we have the season ID, the team ID, the position, the matches played, the wins, the draws, the number of losses, number of goals for, number of goals against, number of points accumulated so far, recent form, goal difference, points per game, win percentage. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create another folder. So the name of this folder is going to be called constants. And in constants folder, I'm going to create a new class called seed data. What's the purpose of seed data class? So this contains seed data for lookup entities, and we can use this to populate the database initially. So inside the seed data class, we have a static class for player position. We use that to populate player position class table. We have match statuses, we have team statuses, we have season statuses, match event types. All these are static subclasses inside seed data class. So, and with that, we have come to the end of the tutorial today. See you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.